Lagos Talks
91.3.
News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it will publish the final list of presidential and National Assembly candidates on September 20. Speaking at a meeting organized yesterday by the Center for Democracy and Development in Abuja, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu also said the final list for governorship and state assembly candidates is expected to be published on October 4. Professor Yakubu, while appealing to political parties and their candidates to focus on issue-based campaign, added that the Commission has set September 28 for the commencement of campaigns. The INEC chairman said the electoral body is collaborating with security agencies to ensure a peaceful election. Presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, in the 2023 general elections, Bola Tinubu, has said that Nigerians appear to be in confusion about the state of the nation. He stated this in Abuja during the 70th birthday celebration of Bishop Matthew Asan Kuka of the Catholic Diocese of Sokoto. Tinubu hailed him for his contributions to the growth and development of Nigeria, describing him as a great man who is endowed with resilient intellectual abilities.
A great man, a great mind, a very resilient intellectual who had made positive contribution to our country. I listened to the panels. We appear to be in confusion about our nation. I heard about the second stanza from Coyote. Coyote had forgotten that we had one national anthem before that. It says, though tongues and tribes may differ, but in brotherhood we stand.
In commending the cleric for building an institution on his 70th birthday anniversary, he charged the Sokoto bishop to also build the nation. The APC candidate, who pledged to contribute to the completion of the Kuka project, charged Nigerians to also contribute to the development of the nation. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has slammed the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, Iyorchia Ayu, for showing ingratitude and arrogance after he was assisted to get the seat of the national chairmanship of the party. The governor, who spoke yesterday during the commissioning of Omerelu Internal Roads in Ikwere local government area of the state, challenged Ayu to show himself as a man of honor and integrity by fulfilling his promise that he would vacate the chairmanship seat if the northern region produces the presidential candidate of the party. He also said that the 14 billion naira PDP realized from the sale of farms for the party's primaries last May must be judiciously used. His comment is the latest in the calls for Ayu to quit the party's chairmanship after former Vice President Atiku Abubakar from Adamawa State emerged as the presidential candidate of the PDP in May. The Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso Presidential Campaign Organization has faulted reports that the new Nigeria People's Party presidential candidate Musa Kwankwaso was pelted by hoodlums in Kogi State. It had earlier been reported that suspected hoodlums on Wednesday pelted Kwankwaso with sachets of water while on a visit to the state to inaugurate the party's secretariat and its campaign offices. However, reacting to the report in a statement yesterday signed by its spokesperson, Ladipo Johnson, the campaign organization maintained that the presidential candidate was received with love in Kogi State. The Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, NULGE, has called on the anti-graft agencies to track the local government allocation in the past 7 years, noting that state governors have continued to divert and misappropriate local government funds. The union renewed its calls for the speedy passage of the Local Government Autonomy Bill, arguing that this would ensure financial independence for the 774 councils in the country and also address the challenges of insecurity and unemployment. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja yesterday, the president of NULGE, Mr. Ambali Olatunji, cautioned state governors against inducing and conniving with the legislative to stop the passage of the bill. The NULGE boss lamented that only 10 states had passed the Local Government Autonomy Bill and further encouraged the other states to endorse it as quickly as possible. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Isiaka Oladayo Amo, has expressed displeasure over the current challenges of Jet A1 aviation fuel scarcity, saying if the situation persists, it could adversely affect NAF air operations in the country. Speaking while delivering a paper titled Management of Emerging Air Threat, Implications for Strengthening Governance in Nigeria, Amao said the current cost and the implication was far beyond the NAF budgetary provision, in which it requires the federal government to quickly intervene to ensure safe air operations in the country. The current sales of Jet A1 stand at 950 naira per litre as opposed to the 360 naira per litre appropriated in the NAF 2022 budget. According to him, the way out of the predicament as an interim measure is for the federal government to grant NAF operational licenses and provide the necessary infrastructure to independently import and bridge the aviation fuel scarcity by the first quarter of 2023. The Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Colonel Ahmed Ali, has questioned the figures for the daily consumptions of premium motor spirit, PMS, popularly known as petrol. Speaking when he appeared before the House Committee on Finance for the hearing of the medium-term expenditure framework from 2023 to 2025, Colonel Ali queried that if the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation puts daily consumption of PMS at 60 million litres, why does it allow 98 million litres to be lifted daily from the depots? The customs boss also dismissed claims that smuggling of PMS contributes to the huge amounts being paid for subsidy. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, has arrested the Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Olakunle Oluomo. He was reportedly picked up at about 9 a.m. yesterday at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos and taken to the EFCC's Lagos office by officials of the Anti-Graft Agency to answer questions bordering on alleged financial crimes. The leadership of the Crimes Commission and the Ogun State House of Assembly have so far kept mum over the arrest, but are expected to issue a statement in due time. However, a source within the commission admitted that the Ogun State Speaker had been invited by the EFCC several times, but failed to honor the invitations. The Lagos State government says it plans to set up the Lagos State Tertiary Education Trust Fund to create a financial model that will sustain its universities. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu stated this at the handing over ceremony of the 322-page report of the visitation panel on the Lagos State University LASU by its chairman, Professor Abdulrahman Bello, at the Lagos House in Marina. He said there was need for the trust fund to enable universities' management stay focused and in order for the state government to leave a legacy in the education sector, while calling on the Academic Staff Union of Universities and federal government to resolve the strike issue in the interest of students. Speaking on the panel's report, the governor thanked its members for a job well done, saying his administration was poised to constitute a white paper panel to review and diagnose the recommendations for the future and posterity of students as well as people of the state.
And I'm going to give a 60-day deadline for the recommendations, that will be contained so that we can issue, a white paper coming out from this report. I think within the next 7 days, we'll be able to identify a short, a white paper panel so that they can diagnose the report and bring forward, the white paper for government to be able to issue at the end of this great exercise.
Professor Abdurrahman, who had visited the three LASU's campuses in Ojo, Ekpe, and Ikeja, had also interacted with various stakeholders.
And I'm happy that the governor has responded positively that they've been looking at the issue of funding, and trust fund will be created appropriately to ensure that funding of the education will not compete with other needs of government. I think that's a very impressive remark by the governor himself on our report. I would really appreciate this and be sure that if I said that today, most of the things that we have put in the report will be seen to be implemented.
You're still listening to the World News. Moving on to the foreign scene. In a major victory for environmentalists and coastal communities, a South African court has revoked oil giant Shell's permit to explore for offshore oil and gas in an ecologically sensitive area. Activists have long argued that exploration in the Wild Coast area, a 250-kilometer stretch of untouched shoreline, will harm marine life. The court set aside a 2014 decision by the government to grant shell exploration rights in the area. It also set aside a 2021 renewal of the rights. Shell will no longer be able to conduct controversial seismic surveys of the ocean, which environmentalists argued was detrimental to marine life and ecology. Shell still has leave, however, to appeal. Twitter is finally giving its users the new feature they have most requested, an edit button. The company tweeted that it is currently testing the feature and will roll it out in the coming weeks to subscribers of Twitter Blue, which costs $4.99 per month. Tweets will be available to edit a few times in the 30 minutes after posting. Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend the funeral of Mikhail Gorbachev, the Soviet Union's last leader, the Kremlin has confirmed. Spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Mr. Putin's work schedule would not permit him to attend the event on Saturday. He said the Russian leader had paid his respects at the Moscow hospital where Gorbachev died on Tuesday, aged 91. Gorbachev's reforms helped end the Cold War but saw the demise of the Soviet Union, which Mr. Putin has been against. And now to business news. Trading on the domestic stock market remained bullish, with the market capitalization gaining 28.73 billion naira to close at 26.908 trillion naira from 26.880 trillion naira posted on Wednesday. Similarly, the all-share index rose by 53.29 points to close at 49,889.80 from 49,836.51 achieved on Wednesday. The upturn was impacted by gains recorded in medium and large capitalized stocks, amongst which are Consolidated Hallmark Insurance, Farm Deco and FCMB. Finally, in sport news, Italian Serie A side Torino have rejected an £8 million bid plus add-ons from West Ham for Super Eagles fullback Olaino. Aino has been linked with a move away from Turin all summer, with Crystal Palace and Fulham amongst his likely destinations. However, nothing concrete has emerged from those talks. Also, Super Eagles striker Umar Sadiq has joined Spanish La Liga side Real Sociedad from Almeria on transfer deadline day. The transfer fee is undisclosed, but sources close to the negotiations say the deal is worth an initial €20 million plus €6 million in potential add-ons. The 25-year-old, who is expected to replace Alexander Isak in Sociedad's attack following the Swedes' record move to Premier League side Newcastle United, has 2 goals from 3 games to his name this season. Meanwhile, Chelsea have agreed a deal with Barcelona to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, with Marcos Alonso going the other way. Chelsea are understood to be paying in the region of £10 million plus Alonso for the former Arsenal striker. Manchester City have also signed centre-back Manuel Akanji from Borussia Dortmund on a 5-year contract.
Lagos Talks
91.3.
News.